Hello everybody, this is Prince Mouse, and welcome back to Demon Souls. In this episode, I'm going to explain World Tendency, because all my characters that currently have, the Flame Lurker boss as a boss that they can kill is an NG+, and I can't fight it yet, or at least haven't used time with it. So, I would also probably recommend for new players to watch this as well, uh, if you know somebody or are yourself new to Demon Souls, as it were, um, then you may or may not be hearing about a thing called World Tendency. There's a couple of messages that say it. In fact, let me go down here and see if there's a message pertaining to World Tendency. There isn't today. That's unfortunate. Anyway, in most, if not all instances, where a place that has to do with World Tendency, there'll be a message there because people are nice. In some instances, don't take it from me. That's not always true in Dark Souls. Also, hyper armor for a halberd is amazing. So, essentially, what World Tendency is, or tendency in general, as there are two tendencies, is your relevance to the universe and to yourself, to the game's universe, and also to your own character, your own player character. And by relevance, I mean basically you're pertaining between good and evil. So, um, if you are doing good things, like just nice people things, you will have white world tendency or good world tendency. Black is, of course, is whenever you do bad things or evil things. So, now you also have to look from it from a lore perspective instead of a multiplayer one, as those both also have to do with tendencies. Those both affect it. These things also do horrendous damage. What the hell did he attack? That was weird. Anyway, oh my god, please don't die now. That would just be so bad. Doing this live commentary isn't such a good idea, but fuck it. Now, the main ways, or the easiest ways to raise or lower, well, first off, to raise your world tendency, and I'll tell you right now, world tendency is a whole hell of a lot easier to raise and lower, as opposed to player tendency. So, world tendency can be raised by killing bosses, in Demon Souls. And of course, the world tendency is unique to that world that you are playing. So if you kill a boss, or a demon, as the game calls them, you know, like the high-ranking demons, the bosses, of course, the tendency will go up by 1 point, you can call it. Whereas if you die in human form, and if you literally have just been thrown into this game, you will not know what soul form or human form is. But essentially, I am in soul form right now, and I'll explain this very quickly so I don't bore the shit out of anybody. But I am in soul form currently. I have half of my HP, and my character has this little ghost-like glow over him. That is because I'm in soul form. Soul form also sucks. Although there, again, tendency has a bigger role to play in that. But soul tendency can be lowered by dying in human form, which happens whenever you kill a boss in soul form, and then you gain a human body. You have full health, and I think that's it off the top of my mind. I don't know. But yeah, and that seems kind of ludicrous to any first-time player. If you're a first-time player, good chance, that seems a little bit, like, that just seems stupid to most people from the get-go, and I could see that. My first time playing through, I was at pure black tendency by doing things by accident, mostly trying out PvP and having fun with it. And that's a common occurrence whenever it comes to people playing Demon Souls. That just is bound to happen. Now, there are good and bad things to whenever your soul tendency is at a current amount. Granted, if it is your first time playing, then it's probably a good idea to stay in white tendency, meaning being in soul form. And if you have the cling ring on, which honestly, if you don't have the cling ring on, I first have to ask the question, what the fuck are you doing? If you don't have the cling ring on, then you are making a big fucking mistake if you are in soul form. Because the half HP amount is just a scary amount of HP to lose, regardless of how much you have currently. And good chance, if you leveled up your full HP, then you probably have made it only relative to it being enough damage to survive a couple of hits with it being at full health anyway. So, yeah. I'm not saying raise or lower your expectations for how much damage enemies are dealing. I'm also fat rolling for some fucking reason. I'm not saying that in the slightest. But I am saying, you just need to be careful. If it's your first time, then you're going to probably fuck up a little bit. But also, if it's your first time, then you're probably going to delete that your character. If A, you fuck something up so badly that you just don't want to play it anymore. Which is fairly common for people to do. Or B, you're just bored with the character because you built it bad. Everyone builds a bad character for their first Souls game character. That's expected. So don't feel bad if that is the case. And if you're looking from a guide to do it, then that's just fucking boring in my opinion. If you just don't know what to do and you're bad at the game, that's fucking boring and stupid. But, I don't know. That's my opinion. If you're doing it, whatever. If you're struggling that bad, then, you know, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have such harsh judgment here, or whatever. In any case, now you may be asking, what exactly is so bad/good about Soul Tendency? Well, like in any Souls game ever, the line between both good and bad is heavily blurred and confusing, to say the least. White Soul Tendency gives you more health in soul form, but lowers the drop rate of enemies, while while being in black soul form, lowers your HP amount, increases your damage, and increases the enemy drop rate. Both tendencies are affected by this, and both can scale with one another's ability, or one another's tendency at that current time. So, say I have pure black world tendency, or, you know, which is the blackest of black. That didn't sound racist at all. I'm sorry. But if that's the case, then, sorry. What I meant to say was, if your soul tendency is, let me do this again, sorry. If your world tendency is, at pure black, the absolute, you know, the worst it can absolutely get, and your player tendency is at neutral, the effects will still be accounted for from both tendencies if both of them are pure black. Again, both a good and a bad thing. So if you're grinding for weapons, items, or materials that you may need, it's going to be a whole hell of a lot more of a struggle in the long run if you just generally fuck up. So, you know. And then again, vice versa, if you are in pure black tendency, because regardless if it's pure black or pure white, it's just gonna make things a little bit harder, so, or easier. Again, it just depends largely on your playstyle and the options you do. Another thing to note is that killing red phantoms can lower your player tendency, not the world tendency. That is the main difference. While invading as a black phantom and winning the fight will lower your soul tendency down to black again. Important things to note is that special NPCs can appear if you have pure white tendency. It has to be pure white, though. Whereas, if it is at pure black, well, first off, if it's just black, you will have enemies called Prime Evil Demons, which is red versions of the other enemies. So they basically look like Black Phantoms, but they're the enemies. And you may recognize this from from other Souls games that work similarly to kind of like punishing you if things are looking kind of hairy for you, and then it's just getting worse. That's, you know, you may have been acquainted to that before. Now, if you're pure black world tendency, then you will have red phantom versions of the NPCs attacking you in their respective locations of where they were if they were not black NPCs. So, with that out of the way, that whole thing, I will, real quickly for you guys anyway, show you what happens if you kill a boss in... if you kill a boss, then you will notice my player tendency rise up a bit. Also, by far the easiest way to track player tendency, well, sorry, it's both tendencies, rather, is by looking at the two eyes. The one near my HP, stamina, and mana bar, or magic bar, is the one that is relative to the player tendency, whereas the area name right next to that other eye is the area's tendency. Also, note that all areas start out in a semi-white, like, not quite neutral, but just a little bit higher than neutral tendency. For people who do accidentally fuck up a little bit. Don't get cocky, though. That's the one thing about Demon's Souls. Don't ever fucking get cocky. In any case, pay attention to the Boletarian Palace Eye, little world tendency event thingy there. That's also what those are called when it comes to NPCs and stuff. They're called world tendency events. Also, world tendency will affect things in the world as it would stand. Certain items will be in the way or out of the way depending on your tendency. So, I will skip until I kill the first boss, which is Phalanx, which is going to be a little bit. But, I'm going to skip it so you guys don't have to worry about that. So, I will see you guys in a little bit. Make sure you pay attention to that Boletarian Palace Eye, because it will change. Also, one quick thing to mention, probably a good idea to save Estrava of Boletaria over here. If you were looking to do his whole questline over here. He's basically, unavoidable, though, if you're, you know, half decent at exploring.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude. Now, I must go. There is something for me to take care of. No matter, is there a single sane...
Also, one more thing. Pay attention to these guys. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, and I'm back. Yeah, that took, a lot longer than I actually thought it was going to take in the first place. Okay, anyway, we're just gonna kill this, boss real quickly, and if you're having trouble killing this boss, your answer is fire bombs. They're viable from the Dredgen Merchant, but there are like 11 findable, and they're also grindable off of the enslaved Boletarian Knights as well. So in case you needed some extra, or you fucked up the fight, or something like that. Oh my god. One thing that always throws me off going from Demon's Souls to Dark Souls is the fact that there's no poise in this game. That always throws me for the biggest loop of my life. I also did like no damage to Phalanx, but I'm fine taking care of his buddies. I don't have any turpentine either. So I don't know why I didn't grab any. I guess I was running from the thing from the dragons and I just forgot to grab it. Fast. Thank God he can't, like, revive these little guys, otherwise this boss fight would be so much more stressful. Also, a bit of a side note and a very strange tangent. Would anybody want a Demon Souls 2? I know that I would fucking adore one. Like, I think that would be cool. Like, they're making 3 Dark Souls games now. I'd like to see it, a Demon Souls 1 as well. I mean, I'm not complaining about them being another Dark Souls game, but I mean, still, dude. I still think it'd be really cool to see another Demon Souls 1, because, this game's just got an atmosphere to it that the other Souls games have just been trying to do, but you can notice that it just hasn't quite worked. Especially if you've gone from one to the other. That Phalanx is also trying his hardest to stab me, and it's just not working. I just didn't know he could adjust like that. We've actually killed every single one of his Phalanx lackeys before we actually got to the core. So there's that. And I actually just like do this. Now that take forever. How does my fist do? More damage. Got it. That's stupid. Anyway, we're just gonna end his life real fast. I need to walk on. That also probably helped. Good job, Ian. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. Now, back on the whole thing of Soul Tendency that you have come to see this video about. You may or may not notice anything quite yet. Well, for that, I'll tell you first off, just be a little bit patient. Mostly because you won't see anything, because it has to load the area, and the only way to load the area is by going back to the next. Alrighty, so I'm back. Just chose to level up some stuff. I can now one-hand my bastard sword, and I'll be doing a tutorial on how to do weapons and stuff later. How that whole thing works if you don't even know how to play a Souls game, which is fine. It's different. I understand that. I did that. I also upgrade HP a lot because, if there's one mistake that I and many other people have made, it's, not leveling up HP. So, right now, we're gonna go... Ow. Ow, I'm trying to hit. Thank you. Okay. Well, right now, I'm gonna go ahead and check if, and see if the door is currently open underneath here. I gotta go to some of editing to do. This video has come to 30 minutes, from my end. A lot of that is going to be shortened. Okay, so this has opened. As you could tell before, that gate was not open before. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and check it out then. This gate, which was normally sectioned off, is now open because of our tendency being, pure white in Boletarian Palace. You can see that it's a little, from that little picture here. I'll show it again in a little bit after I kill these, primeval demon versions of the Dredgelings real fast. You can see that it is, like, just a little bit notably lighter, but you probably couldn't tell if you saw it just by itself. However, it is brighter, and so is the eye for the, Boletarian Palace Soul Tendency thing, little marker majigger up there. The one in the corner. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. More primeval Dredgelings. Ooh, these guys hurt. Also, primeval versions of enemies hurt a whole lot more. A whole hell of a lot more. Watch out for that. Because that is painful. I should probably use my heal miracle still. I'm thinking probably about doing a miracle build with this simply because I haven't done one quite yet in Demon Souls. I want to see what that's all about. I know that there's only like one attacking miracle in the game. I figured may as well do it since there's a lot of support stuff that they have there. That's also pretty damn good, so. I kind of like that system, how they have just one healing miracle, or one attacking miracle, and the rest are all just supportive items. It kind of makes it to where you could like balance them both out, basically, between, magic and, faith, or intelligence. One thing I don't like is having the mana bar thing. At least its current system is kind of janky, in my opinion, but, that's for another thing. Wear Terrifying Foe ahead. I don't know if you guys can catch that. You can kind of see that, right? Surprise! Okay, so
I have you now, wretched traitor to the king. I, Meralda, shall show you no mercy.
oh my god, my character didn't want to register the damage. Oh shits. Oh my god, this hurts so bad. Okay, I'm gonna bail out. Yeah, this is Meralda, an NPC. So, another good thing to show off by fighting Meralda from the get-go. Look at that scary motherfucker come by. Oh my god, she iframed it like a bitch. Another good thing to show off from Meralda is that, oh, she iframed it again, that little shitlord. Is that even if you kill her, in fact, I'm gonna say fuck it and come back here later. I don't feel like doing that shit right now. Nah, don't hit me. Nah. One thing I'll show off later whenever I get the chance to is, killing Meralda will actually bring your area tendency down, even though she was the one that fought you in the first place. Oh, fuck that noise. Why are you still chasing me, you scary bitch? Yeah, this is a mistake. You still chase me! Holy crap, where is your aggro range? She doesn't have one. Oh, there it goes. Yep, now it's darkening out. Okay, hopefully she doesn't chase me all the way here. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the dragons now and see what that whole thing is about. I sure as hell hope she doesn't hit me while I'm trying to get dragons. I can see her freak out. That's actually scared the shit out of me. That dredgeling. Is there Meralda? Man, I don't know where that bitch is, and it's freaking out a little bit. Oh, I see her. She's all the way over down with her low resolution self. Yeah, that's what resetting AI in an aggro range looks like in Demon Souls, everybody. Can't say I've seen that for myself, but I'd say I have now. Wonder how going through this backwards is like. Really, really easy. Okay. Ow. Oh, arrows, please. They're probably still gonna chase me. They have some pretty ridiculous aggro ranges in Demon Souls, so I'll tell you what. Anyway, sorry for my dog scratching the door in the background. I'm sorry for that. Anyway, hey look, the dragons aren't here. Yay, surprise, surprise. Yay. I'm saying a lot. That's just how I do. Look at all these smoking corpses. Anyway, so, there goes again. As you can tell, probably not the, you better not chase me down, you little fuck. As you can tell, probably not the best idea to run and grab all these items while two dragons are just nesting up here. Because, in this particular area, if you have white soul tendency, those dragons will not attack you or the enemies on the bridge like they did prior whenever I was running past that area. That's one way right. Okay. So yeah, that just about covers it. If you have any more questions about soul tendency, go ahead and ask them down in the comments. I'll be sure to answer them accordingly in a separate video whenever it becomes more prevalent. But I will always answer in the comments below if you wish to know a bit more, and I'm very recent about that kind of stuff, so it's like as soon as I see it, I'll reply to it, basically. Anyway, so yeah. I think that just about wraps it up. I'm going to go ahead and just use my next seal binding, I believe, because I don't really feel like teleporting back normally. Yeah, and I don't want to use a Shard of Archstone because that's a very useful item. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. If you want more Souls content, my good friend and stepbrother Red Death does that, as well as some other stuff as well. Doing some builds and shit like that. So, in any case, I have been Prince Mouse. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. And goodbye.